Yeah.
Yeah.
Still rock. Wow. Okay. No doubt. Welcome. Another Saturday, October 18th, 2025. The Heyward-CPA podcast, also known as Heyward-CPA-LIVE. We're here live and direct. You know what I'm saying? We got the Barry White of podcast out here doing his thing. One cup of
Come
coffee.
on, happy Saturday.
Yeah. Want to see? One cup of coffee down. He's doing his thing.
Not even. I'm still on the first one.
Oh, you are?
Actually, it's tea this morning.
Ah, true. The tea game is right.
So, ginger peppermint tea. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. You got a little mix going on. We got Lola security over there.
Oh, yeah, please.
In case you on the front. Yo,
she's on one.
That's in case all your fans are coming in. They trying to keep your fans away.
Me and Lola, man. Lola's all night with Lola. My daughter decides she's hanging out, and yeah, because she normally spends the night with my daughter. I had her last night. Yo, this girl right here, man.
Still rolling. Oh, wow. Yo. I love it, though. I mean, it's live and direct. So we got security in the back.
Yeah.
Yo, she's keeping the fans away. So we're here to discuss. What we here just to discuss.
What we here
to discuss or be discussed. Well, I will say this though. Spoke to a newer client this week and complimented us on this endeavor we do here. Complimented on the podcast. So that was interesting. So, you know, in a world where we always, not we specifically, but people pay attention to hateration so much. When people give you props, I'm getting better at this. To accept them, acknowledge them, and celebrate them. So thanks for the I ain't gonna blow them up, you know, not yet, but I'm gonna blow them up. But yeah, we got a compliment, and you know, so we don't hear. One thing I learned, and this is from doing radio back in the day, like most of your viewers or listeners, you don't necessarily hear from them. So, you know, back in radio, there wasn't social media. So people might be listening and they're not necessarily going to call. I mean, you know, some call, you know, request, but you're not necessarily going to hear. So thank you to everybody that checks us, listens to the audio podcast and all of that, because we probably have subscribers that we don't realize that we have. So
yeah, shout out to everybody that, you know, whether you've been rocking out from day one or you just joining and, you know, you getting some low-hanging fruit from these episodes.
Yeah.
You know, we just kind of bring it in, right? You know?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what, you know, that's one thing I thought I would say with start the day off with. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I'd let you know that we got those. I think I already let you know, but I thought I'd let the people know. And then shout out to our consistent studio audience that does come in live, participates in the chat. So we know you're out there. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, so with that being said, we're here. Another episode, another week. New challenges to discuss.
Well, speaking of challenges, it's funny that you say that.
Oh,
you know, this is an interesting week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably say the last 2 weeks, but It's an interesting week. So the book of the week is actually The Obstacle is the Way.
Okay.
To kind of align with that, in my core leadership, what do you call it, cohort?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this week core values and how they change.
Mm-hmm.
You have your main core values, which shaped you from when you were a youth. You know what I mean?
From your youth.
A youth, yeah, little youth
Youth.
mind, right?
Yeah, youth.
To your core values developing based on your experiences and your environments and XYZ over the years, up until whatever your current age is, right? And how some of the core values that we think are core values based off of the words that are used are subsets of main values, right? And that, one of the things that was brought up was paying attention to, most people don't pay attention to the core values. They don't know what the core values are. They say, this is my morals, this is my beliefs, right? But what are your core values? How does that tie into your decision making? Because it is a part of your decision making process. Whether you realize it or not, whatever your core values are, that's how you make decisions, right?
Dig it.
And then it ties into the book. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Um, one of the points that he made is, it talks about perception and how we see things, right? And so, I'm sure people are familiar with perception, and it's everything, right? But your perception is how you define whatever the problem you're facing based off the experience of it. And then see how it ties in your core, whatever core value is based off of that experience. That's how you move forward and make a decision.
Very interesting.
So this wasn't planned. This wasn't a planned book along with the class, right? It just kind of just tied into that, right? But one of the things about your perception is that you choose to see the disaster or the obstacle as a disaster or obstacle, and not necessarily an opportunity, because the obstacle and any information that comes behind that, any distractions, any sudden disasters, any lack, right, is not, it's only feedback. And you choose how to flip that around into opportunities of change, right? And so, that kind of leads into what we deal with pretty much, here at the firm, and dealing with clients and such in the world is we deal with the back end, the bottom aspect of planning, finance, development, operations, business. We deal with the muck and the mire of it, and the people that decide they're going to get up every day and take on those challenges, right? And so, again, I just find that it aligns in with what we're doing, where we're at. And that ties into moving through the end of the year. And so I yield back on that for right now. Let's see what you got to say.
Yield back. You lay all that stuff up, then you yield back.
Yeah.
Yo, I mean, it's
I'm still waking up, man. I'm still drinking my tea. Hold on, let me drink my tea.
Yeah, me too. I'm waking up. I'm getting there. I drank all my tea, interestingly enough. But yeah, I drank the whole cup. Wow, I'm just thinking about that. But anyway, back to what you were saying. What sticks with me, and see, I'm gonna take your role in a way, because it's like core values, getting people to understand what those are and sit down and kind of explain it. like core values, I mean, in business, which are kind of your life core values too, because, they're together. I was going to use symbiotic, but I figured it was way
big
too early
word
for
on
that.
Saturday morning. Big
I said I was playing your role, so there you go. But his core values, I mean, I just, not to be funny, but, a lot of the businesses that I've come across, I'll speak for myself, I don't know if they ever sat down and thought about these things. Like, I mean, honestly, like people have values, clearly. You have personal values.
Yeah.
But business-wise, I don't know if people understand what they don't get it. Like they don't, and it's not because they just ignored it. It's like who speaks about it? We speak about core values. Like a lot of things in business, we speak about them like you already understand what's going on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you already get it.
Yeah.
Core values are just, when you think of your business as its own entity, the core values, what are we going to do? Are we responsible to our clients? Are we kind to our clients? Are we client first? Every organization is not client first, but I guess that's probably the basic. But our responsiveness, I mean, they're adjectives to describe the way you do business. So that's how I would say. They describe the way that you conduct business, your organization conducts business, and it ties into your brand. Ooh.
Y'all got to excuse me looking around. It's Lola. She's
I know. Yeah,
I'm just letting the audience know. I'm not fidgety. It's her and this ball.
Yeah, she having a ball. So the thing is, looking at establishing your core values and for the business. And then I think the other part you said was instinct. But instinct lines up with your personal values. So there's a lot of your personal values go with that kind of frames the your instinct. So, but for viewers, core values, what do we want our business to be like? How do we want to operate? Even if you're by yourself, what are you going to do? How are you going to deal with people? How are you going to answer the phone? And it's not necessarily in a good or bad. You might say, as an example, thank you for calling Heyward-CPA. You might say, how may I help you? Or you might be like, you might have your tagline answered it. Thank you for calling Heyward-CPA, where we Or you could be like, Heyward, you call a cabs company, right? Taxi, like that.
That's that up north New York style. Jeez.
Car service.
Yeah,
car service. Yeah.
Where you going? Where you going? Where you going?
Yeah. So it's a case where it goes. Those are things that people don't realize when you walk in the door. If you have a retail establishment, like how we greet the customer is part of the core value.
How do we think about them in order to greet them appropriately, right?
Yeah.
How do we think about them to provide the deliverables? How do we think about them to make sure we provide the experiences that they need, right? So all of what you're saying is correct.
And on top of that, how do you, as you grow, how do you have to infuse that in the people that come in?
Yeah.
So they can't go, they have to understand your core values and adopt them. Otherwise they can't be part of your company.
Right. Yeah, you got three things. You got personal, you got internal, which is your team. And for owners, your internal team is really your customers too, right? And then you got the external, which is your customers, the ones that help you keep the lights on, the ones you deliver services to. So you got to tie in those three areas to what those core values are. And remember that those whatever core values you choose, they're either subsets of a main core value. And that's the ladder climb though, right? Because I think as you grow, whatever individually, as well as the business wise, right? I think as you grow and you go up the ladder, you might be in a subset of core values, but as you get to different levels, you start to get to those core values of hierarchy. That is that one thing, right? Which goes back to that book that we talked about a few episodes ago, a while ago, was that book called The One Thing by don't get me wrong, I think it's Chanel. Is the last name, yeah.
Oh, well, hey, yeah, that's is the one thing. Well, you start like a pyramid. You know, if you, the way I look at it is, if you say, you know, our goal is to, I take food, you know, is to provide the best sandwiches, you know, in our area, the best pastrami sandwich.
Oh man, here you go, early in the morning, Cat's Deli.
Yeah, well, okay.
We're not being sponsored by them, but man.
So, well, it used to be a lot of delis, but now in this commercialization era, all of them are closed. I mean, you can't. But anyway, that's so. You know, yeah. Well, I guess you start with your mission statement. So you start with your mission statement, and then you work your way down to the values, like, because you can achieve a mission in various ways. So, and every way doesn't work for everybody. So that's where you start establishing the core values of the business, you know, like, this is how it, and in order to do that, you have to learn about yourself. You have to learn. That's the other thing for the week, but I'll get to that when we get to our next subject. But I'll say it anyway right now.
No, bro, hold on. Don't go nowhere yet. Stay right here, because you talking about core values, and I want to understand the core values of your attire right now.
The core value is, you know, go do. That's the core value. The core value is right now, you know, it's where I went to school, and you know, we have it's a good place for you to start. You know, the values of our football program are starting to kick in. Very process based, by the way. Very, very inside. I mean, seriously, all jokes aside, very process based. The head coach. A lot of the stuff we talk about parallels. We could actually do a case study, and we'll take an example. You know, hard. I mean, one of the things is about toughness. That's one of the core values of how they want to play, and being able to finish and conduct in the fourth quarter. These are values that have been put into that program. So, yeah, got a big game today. So, you know, I'm gonna head out there. I got my stuff on already. I'm hyped. I ain't that hyped, but because first of all, I got to walk a long way to get to the stadium. And let me tell you something. I've been going to games for a long time, but now we commercialize. The concessions are ridiculous. The concessions are ridiculous at a college stadium where, you know, we not, you know, Notre Dame and there's no big stadiums. Ridiculous, man. I'm sitting there like, are you serious? Like, hamburgers $12. Like, you know, and then we're not talking about no handmade patty or something.
Right.
It's a hamburger, you know what I mean?
You're talking about flying saucers.
Yeah. $12, be like for real. So I usually get pretzels in a pretzel, a pretzel, peanuts, and maybe a water.
Yeah, because even that water is like $24.
Oh yeah. Well, that package, that's my $20 package, but it's getting cooler outside now, so I don't know what I'm gonna get. So yeah, but that's
you need a flask.
Woo, yeah, but I don't know if you could get. Well, if you got a plastic flask, you in effect.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah.
I mean,
or you can just, I got metal in my neck or my chest or my arm.
Yeah. Well, they'll hit the wand. Yeah, you got to sneak it in there somewhere. put like a little holster underneath, and then you sit there, you be like, yeah. So yeah, but that's the values there. That's what's going on. So I'm ready to, the Saturdays, man.
It's ironic because I got on, not this is relative
not
to
intended.
anything,
Yeah,
it wasn't intended at all. But I have on the UNC blue. You know what I mean?
yeah. They ain't have a good night last night.
Yeah, I know.
That's like,
I represent for my son. That's where my son went, so I represent.
Yeah, the son of your money went there. That's the way it works.
Yeah, true.
I mean, hey, look, I got all my partners.
If you call that out, then I'm gonna put my money first.
Yeah, so there you go. That's, I mean, one of my fellow alumni, my man, his son went to UNC. I mean, hey, when it came time to cut checks, go for the best deal. So that's where we are. So yes, that's the. I'll keep y'all updated on what happens. If I don't say anything in the next episode, well, But so that's the core value there. But the only other thing I was gonna say is that I had the conversation about learning, and I think this is just another example of learning. Like your core values, you have, how much you got to learn about yourself. That's a big part. Like with you laying out there and where you went, the environment you were working on that information, it's a concept of learning about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, like that's the, and we speak about learning all the time. Like we lay the book out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talk about experience of the week. We talk about different things, but self-learning, learning yourself, learning thyself, however you want to say it. Man, I think
it's one of the other classes that and I'll finish up the points of the book in a minute, but one of the other classes we took a few weeks ago was strictly active listening.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you think everybody, I know how to listen. It's like the exercises that we did in the breakout rooms was really, really impactful, because it's like, are you listening? Are you listening for yourself? Or are you listening for the person? Because then you see in the exercise, and they give you specific prompts for each breakout. When you go in there, you listen, you do this. Don't do nothing else. Just do this. And all of it is all natural, so you can kind of figure out. And then they have questions to ask you after the exercise is over for you to see. Because what you think doesn't mean what you know it. And so they give you questions to make sure that to filter through what you think and what you know, and then you get a understanding of actually how you actively listen. Are you listening for input and response, or are you listening to see or hear what the person's actually saying? Because a lot of times people speak it and they may not. There's that. I think we talked about this before, the masks, right? People talk with masks on, and they only reveal what they want you to know. Number one. Yeah. And the other piece to that too is when challenges or obstacles get in the way, people communicate because of the frustration, the fear, and they lose the point of what the actual issue is that they're trying to resolve. And so for you, the person that's providing the solution, you have to listen in a way that you can understand what's in between the lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we could tie that in with other words, discernment and all of those types of things. But that the activity was specifically about just active listening principles and different styles, and that was empowering as well.
Excelente. That's excelente. But what were the other points Did you have other points in the book?
Yeah. Yeah, my other points were see the reality, not the emotion. Move with strategy, not force. Right? Break down the obstacle into small solvable parts. Right? Replace motion with direction. Build the inner strength through resistance. Right? Every difficulty is training for greater endurance. Accept that the process will test you, and that's the purpose of it. Accept that the process will test you, and that is the purpose of it. That's deep.
It's true.
Now, frustration, disorganization, unclear vision, and poor systems is not failure. It's feedback.
Interesting.
It's not. It's telling you where you misaligned at if you're paying attention to your misalignment.
Okay.
Right? Ties in your perception, core values, how you see things, how you listen to things, how you accept things, how you execute things, how you choose things, right? You said mission statement, right? The mission statement at its core shouldn't change. The way it's phrased can change. And so that lends itself to core values and then perception and so on and so forth. Because a lot of the obstacles that we run into are not, well, they are self-inflicted, but it depends, right? Is it environment? Because then we chose the environment. Is it the people we have in place? Is it the people we decide to do business with? Is it our individual selves that we don't look inside to check ourselves, right? So again, it depends. Situation dictate the rules in most cases, right? But it always starts with self, yes. But then you have uncontrollable areas. You know what I mean?
Lots of mental gymnastics.
Too early in the morning for this.
Yeah, I mean it's 24/7, but it's a bit early for it.
25/8.
Yeah, it's 25/8. Like, I mean, it just leads to the thing that I'm saying that, man, to sit down and think about these things, when is the time? Like
At any moment, really, man. It's it's at any moment. I think the hardest thing to do is slow down.
Yeah.
Slow yourself down. Slow. But that's intentionality, and it's something you got to work at. You can't. It's not for anybody that just think they have the answers, man. You can forget about it. Miss me with that one. Nobody have all the answers, but you got to find a way to just slow yourself down, get some resolution about yourself, and being intentional so then find your tribe, if you will. Find a group, find your tribe, find those that would like minds, because like minds create like things. That's the other thing I wrote down. Right, I had a little thought in the middle of the night. It was like 2:00 in the morning. Right, and then because me and my cousin was talking about some things. Like minds, like achievements.
Yeah.
And my thoughts just started really waning and moving around. You know what I mean? And so how do you weed out? What's the process of weeding out the weeds?
Or the suckers.
Yeah, or the suckers. I go with the where there's seeds, there's weeds. You know what I mean? Or the stay sucker free.
Stay sucker free all day, every day.
Sound like a breath mint.
Yeah, that's right. Stay sucker free. Good idea. Hey,
you know what I mean? But yeah,
free, baby.
it's just slowing yourself down and just being more focused, man. And
It's
it
just
could be hard. It could be hard, but I mean, it is, it is what it is, man.
well, it is hard, and that's kind of similar to the conversation I had with it where we got the props that running a business is not easy. Let's put it this way: building a business
Yeah, it's not.
is not easy. Running business isn't either, but building
No.
it is a step up. And because like the founder or the owner, whatever you want to call yourself, is the foundation of it. So like anything built, if the foundation is weak, it's gonna crumble.
Oh, you just got me, my juices flowing. Cause go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, you keep marinating on it. Yeah, so that's what, but that's what it is. I mean, that's where it's summation straight up. I know where you going. You got your square leveler over there, and all that going on. So the point is that you have to be solid to be able to run anything, to build any organization, a nonprofit, church, PTA, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, anything where you dealing with people, which pretty much is anything. You have to be, if you're the founder or the starter of it, you have to be solid. And so you have to be the foundation, you have to be solid. So you have to build it. No one expects you. I mean, we're not prefab. It's not prefab. It's not there. You just put the slab, we build a house on the slab. We bring the slab in, put it down. That's not what you're doing. You have to build these different pieces. And not only that, you have to keep fortifying the foundation as the structure gets heavier. So you can't use the same foundation from day one when you might have been working by yourself to when you bring one person on, 2 people, 3 people, because the more weight on the foundation is going to crack. If you still operating like you by yourself, it's not going to be sufficient for having 5 people. So what all this is saying is that you have to learn and you have to become and you have to keep evolving with the business. Like there's no way you could stay the same. And you see it a lot when people get the businesses and they stall or they don't reach the goal because the founder or the owner is stuck in their ways. That's the way I do it.
And to get away from you because then you gotta circle back. And sometimes, most times people fake it till they make it, but then you gotta circle back and fix some things. And and that's the crux of it, right?
Yeah. So go back to your what was the
I was just gonna add some pieces to your enlightenment there on building foundations. I think it's also important to note, the foundation is important, understanding the foundation and how it's poured, right? So you can build the structure up, but understanding the pieces that it takes that actually holds the structure together, which is the most important piece, which is setting your cornerstone. The first brick laid on top of the concrete is going to determine the strength of and the straightness of your structure. Then you got the keystone. The keystone is your arc. That's the thing that holds it together. If that keystone come out, everything comes down. Yep. Then you got the capstone. You know what I'm saying? That's the capstone is the final finish of that structure and how high it's built, how wide it's built. You know what I mean? But stay tuned. Because I'm writing my right now the biz therapy philosophy on
that. You got a whole philosophy off that.
Whole philosophy off of that. Yeah, it's already in the works. It'll be done in a jiffy.
In a jiffy, in a couple of clicks.
Jiffy, no jelly, just in the jiffy, no jelly.
Just jiffy up. Yeah, peanut butter. Yeah, because peanut butter is thicker, more solid. But that's it. So it's getting. I'm taking everything from like, okay, how do you get there? What are the things you have to do to be able to execute these theories we put out here? What do you have to do? the one thing is you got to humble yourself. You don't know everything. Just point blank. You don't know everything, and it's fine. All right. So, and don't be afraid to ask for help. But that's what it goes back to being humble. Once you accept that you don't know everything, number one, it makes life a lot easier. I mean, you know,
True.
I always say that I knew I was an adult when I stopped trying to be right about everything. That's why I said that's when I get like being right, because like
it's about understanding, not really right or wrong in a lot of cases, right? So
yeah, and then also it's like making my point. I gotta be right. I gotta be right. So I'm right. So what?
Yeah.
And all the times, that's when I said, open yourself up to the world is liberating to not always be right, because you get to the point that you share opinion, you share what you know, you share facts as you understand them, but you leave enough room for debate and or correction so that you hereby can become wiser by someone else's perspective. But if you stuck on being right, you're going to be closed to anything else that might make you better. Licking it back.
To your point, it's like concrete, them concrete sidewalks, and you got the gaps in between. So the point is, be solid.
Yeah.
But leave room for flexibility, because concrete flexes when it's hot and when it's cold, right? And so to your point, yeah.
And so you're flexible in that, and that's what we were saying with owners, that or founders, that this is the way I do it. That's that. You may hire somebody or have somebody come in as a consultant with different eyes, and they see stuff and they're like, hey, have you thought about doing this? Nah, this is the way we do it. That's how we do it. I ain't got time to be listening to nowhere else.
Yeah, perspective though.
Why? Then what are you hiring? You hiring, and that's a whole nother subject. We probably had to. I know we need to do an HR type staffing team building episode where we talk how to build a team for growth. But
amor fati is what you're saying. Amor fati. That means to embrace everything. Love your fate.
Yeah. So where I'm from is don't you ain't gotta be right
about that Latin. Amor fati. You know what I mean?
Amor faso in the Latin I know is you don't no needo to know everything.
He trying to speak some pig Latin.
Pig Latin, dog, yo, pig Latin. So that's it, but no, it's liberating. Just saying, I'm just keeping it. I'm keeping it. What, 6th grade? What's the? I forgot what the average reading level of, like, where they write the news is like.
Right.
I think the 6th grade is high. Some of it like 3rd or 4th grade, like reading level. Right. A whole nother conversation. But but it's taking these things and saying, all right, let's the humbleness to get there, to be able to learn. And I mean, all jokes aside, like, it's easy to go read business books, galore. Listen to podcasts, get caught up in the YouTube, or get too caught up in any social media content thing. You go down the rabbit holes.
Yeah.
But it is also important to read other things: history, philosophy, economics, religion, whatever, to give yourself a more rounded approach to the world. Because that leads to what was that word you just said there?
Amor fati.
Yeah, I'm all fuck.
I'm gonna embrace everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly that. Because the wider your scope of the world, the easier it is for you to deal with unfamiliar situations, because they're a little less unfamiliar, and you have a wider perspective, and you appreciate other people.
But you also understand that it's necessary, right? It's necessary for growth, right? Necesito.
Yeah, but I only say but to the point that I don't think people do. I
Right.
don't
No,
think
I get that.
people don't, because no one tells them. No one
Yeah, I
tells
mean,
them.
yeah.
You go get your EIN. You go get maybe a lawyer. You call an accountant. You get a website up. Do your social media. Go sell your stuff. That's pretty much the discourse out here. That's what you do. You never sit back and say, hey, okay, I got this idea. And it's something, I mean, you really should do this simultaneously. I have this idea. I need to figure out, X, Y, Z, the details of what you're doing. Because we're in such a Kool-Aid society, they just want to add water. And then, because what do we herald? I say this all the time. We herald, this person went from 0 followers to 2.8 million. They may or may not be making money, but I don't know. And that's not no hate. I'm just saying that the economics of it, they may or may not.
Well, data kills the drama. So, that's really what that is.
Yeah.
Right? What kind of data you getting? It kills the drama of assumption.
Well, also, how many of them followers are bots? How many
Especially
real
now,
people are behind there?
with AI is killing, man. AI is killing the game right now.
Yeah, but it was killing it before AI, because the bots,
absolutely.
don't. So it's an example detail. Like where you have to dig deeper in anything you're doing, because if your goal for a channel or for a social media platform is just people consuming or presumably consuming it, or are you looking for real people to engage with what you have going on?
Right.
It's different. You don't need 1 million followers to get people to engage. But guess what? If you're looking at fewer followers that actually engage and do what you do, it's hard and it takes longer, because you're not necessarily the masses are not just going to jump on it and make you feel good about yourself and say, yo, here, follow. You really have to earn the follows.
Right.
You have to earn the subscriptions.
Correct.
And it takes, but it's a deeper dive. And just to bring it full circle, you have to display your core values so that those people buy into what you're doing. Like they have to be like, oh yeah, no, they talk, they
You
serious.
got to create. I just came up with it. And I thought, you got to create and maintain and develop the virtual friendship.
Yeah, that you hope turns unvirtual. I mean, if you got
unvirtual, but I mean, just to get people to follow you and pay attention to you and listen to you.
Yeah,
that's when you start. It's always a starting point.
No, but I'm saying, it's the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? It's the funnel, absolutely, as they say. Absolutely. Like we want to do that, and well, actually, that's a point. That if your terminus, since you want to speak Latin, if your terminus is a online relationship, then the follow, subscribe, or whatever is it. But if you have a further, need, or you trying to turn that into a offline relationship,
revenue, yeah,
it's the way you go about it is different,
right?
So you go about it different. You have a different thing. But once again, this is where you from the top of the show, everything we've been talking about, it's about learning. And I go back to my earlier statement, learning yourself.
Yeah.
That's an example. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? I started a podcast. What I started a podcast for?
Right.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to
Right.
highlight something? You try to educate? You try to memorialize history? Why are you doing that? I just don't know if people think about that. The people we come across, if we think about that, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? I don't know why you're doing it, but being able to understand where you're going, that's the foundation, the cornerstone and all that you was talking about, bringing out all those Masonic.
Nah, no, this ain't no, this is structural conversation.
Yeah,
You know
just saying, man,
nah, this is
talking to angles stuff.
There's no cults here. This is, you know what I mean? This is the structures that we inside of right now operating, whether we work from home or we work from a storefront.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you got that. So you got, but
that's based on my it's based on my history. You know that.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just, getting that coffee activated. So, but it's saying that, these structure. So we talk about foundation and structure, something like that. But in everything you do, like I said, going from the mission statement down. If you go in the market and you say, I'm gonna do a podcast, what's the purpose of podcast? That's the foundational piece of it. Why are we doing the podcast? You ask yourself that. If you want to do videos or advertisements, what's the purpose? Why are you doing it? Like, what are you doing it for? And that sounds like I'm being facetious, but I'm saying no. The reason I ask why is because what is the expected outcome of that? If you have something you start selling, if you're selling, hot dogs and you decide that you want to sell candy, what's your expected outcome? Those are foundational questions. Foundational. Why are you doing it? What's the goal? So it's trying to understand, like, why we do things. Why are we trying to, when we take action, is getting back to in core value. Your first core value is why. To me, anyway. Why? Why do we do these different things? So, it's a thing happening. You have to. I think my biggest concern is, do we spend time thinking about these situations? Do we spend time to pause and, like Kory says, slow down and think about what we're doing, and then put our values, both personal and business core values, into what we're doing, rather than just doing things for the sake of doing it? That's where, in the technological world, it's very easy to do anything. And the technology we have now to do this show, it's the barrier to entry is minimal now. I did video back in school, and it took time. I mean, the recording was one thing, the editing was another thing, but and we did it live. We used to do a video show live, and it took some coordination to do. And so you have to look now, so I can do this here. I mean, I don't have to go to a studio. I don't need big cameras. I don't need any of that stuff. And I can get on the air and do my thing. And so you have to think about, like, okay, everybody can do it. So why am I doing it? What's going to make me different? Who am I trying to reach? What, it's so many things. Think about e-commerce. You get an Etsy store, Shopify, use WooCommerce. You set up a Amazon. There you go. You can set up your yo.
Power, just straight power.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
Slap. Yeah, it was
Zip, quick zip.
Them, you know what I mean? We was talking too much sense, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But now I was just wrapping up on that and saying that things were, it's so easy. Like I did video back in school, and to do this, I mean, we had a full studio, so control room, the whole 9 yards. To do this usually take more effort, than it does now. So any and everybody can do this. I did radio too. Any and everybody can do this stuff now.
Yeah.
So now we're getting back, kind of coming back to them foundational things, core values. Why are you doing it? Who are you doing it for? Those are the things that you have to set, because the technology has equalized the playing field.
Right.
It's, specifically in media, but I mean, you can start a business, you can start a nonprofit, you can start whatever you want without leaving your house. You don't have to do anything. You might need a little bit of cash, like under $1,000. You can set up any organization you want, and I mean fully set up, like not just get the LLC, like fully set up.
Yeah, systems and everything. Absolutely.
Yeah. You can. I mean,
get that get started package.
Yeah, that package. You could get that. So, what's gonna make you different? And it's not a one-time thing. I think that's something here on the firm where me. I mean, I'm constantly thinking about that and refining it, and not only that, refining how to communicate it to people. And so, like you said, having the slit in the concrete to grow. I mean, I'm constantly trying to expand. The mission stays the same, the core values stay the same, but the communication of it, and where the core value, how I might understand the value may not be how someone else understands the value. So I had to be cognizant of, a big thing for me is realizing that I know things that come easy to me, some people have not even thought about. And that's me realizing, hey, no, they're not, they haven't thought, or they haven't been exposed to it. Like, you live in it, so you just kind of like, yeah, they put that. And this is kind of an accounting thing. We're so immersed in what we know because we trained in it, that often when we speak to people, we forget that they're not trained in it.
Right.
But unfortunately, in this industry, the clients, you get some that be like, I don't know nothing, I don't know anything. Then you get some who will try to keep up with you. They'll come and they may try to keep themselves from feeling like they don't know. They might try to challenge you.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I was carrying on, while the Matrix was glitching over there. So I brought us up. I got us up.
No doubt.
They didn't miss a beat, son.
That's good. That's good stuff right there. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yeah, but it's all good though. All good in the hood. Very interesting conversation. Very interesting. I mean, I was all leading it to biz therapy. Because that's what I was all leading it to. Like, I was like, what I was saying is that, and you pointed out, taking time to kind of figure these things out is the essence of what biz therapy was created for.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's the place where it's a space. And we, it's big to talk about safe spaces now. But it's a safe space for you to learn about yourself in relation to your business. So you're going to learn about both at the same time. It's an open space for you to
You're gonna
learn.
walk away with some tools too, and you
Yeah.
might get a new vehicle in the process, right?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, we'll see what the promotion department is working on, but
No,
that's
I
good.
mean, when I say vehicle, I
Oh,
mean, a vehicle of development for
oh,
folks,
okay, yeah,
right?
'cause,
Their own vehicle, and the vehicle could be a system. It could be as simple as a CRM or process. It could be as simple as, whatever, some sort of automation that connects and follows through and takes off one of your hats, so you don't have to wear that hat.
yeah,
That hat's right there. You just want to make sure you keep it dusted off
yeah,
and keep it clean. You know what I mean? Keep it out the sun.
yeah.
So it don't
But
fade, right?
see, that's
Right.
what I'm saying. I'm making the super pitch for you. I'm right now. Check this out.
Yeah, go
That
ahead.
is 100% accurate. But this is it. See, this is how things happen in real time. Y'all get to see it right here. So, but the important part, I'm looking dead in the camera right now. The important part is that this man here can understand where you're coming from to get to those points, because there's a chance that, beyond knowing what a CRM or something like that, you have not developed the muscle to even explore that and visualize how that can help you. And I'm talking about the basic from, remember, we talking foundationally, to think like a business person. That's what the point, that's where the biz therapy is there to help you build your business person muscle. Remember, I got that 2 persona deal going on. I'm working on that theory. But a lot of us, and this is where I was saying, me learning, like, oh, everybody's not on it like that. I mean, I've been around it a long time. I've been blessed to be around it, something like that. But that business person hat it's not, it's not knitted yet. It's not there. The muscle isn't there. So beyond the technical aspects of biz therapy, it's the fact that, hey, you can be vulnerable and say, I just don't know. And that's what the program, all the programs there are for you to be like, in a non-judgmental environment, say, I don't know, I have an idea, I want to know, and to step through the door. And then your coach over here can coach you to the next step. Some people might know and say, hey, I know what a CRM is, I just don't really know how to use it. Some people might be like, I have this great product, I don't even know what to do with it. Some people might be like, I've done a little bit with it, but I've kind of, like I've plateaued. I don't know where the next step is. And that's where the biz therapy is, the human aspect of doing business. And that's like everything from the firm, BYOB, and biz therapy, is we understand the human aspect of doing business. So working with, and it's not perfection. There's nothing in this world is perfection. Like, so let's just get that off the table. That's me speaking to myself too. Nothing in the world is perfection. So being, going into the biz therapy thing and doing it, I mean, I highly recommend it. Not just because I'm a part of it, but I'm just saying I highly recommend it. I mean, because it really is. It's needed. I mean, doing business is lonely, man. It's lonely. It's really lonely. So to have a resource, and it's a different approach to coaching. It's not, you can do it. We already know you can do it. You've done it. We just said $1,000. You can have a full scale enterprise look. You look like you were enterprise. I mean, you had pictures. Now this is where the AI works. You can add pictures of different employees and stuff, all types of stuff over there. Like, look exactly how you want it to. You can look like anything. And not only for under $1,000, like within an hour, like you website, the whole nine, phone number, reception, everything.
Oh, nah, yeah.
But underneath that foundation that we've been talking about, that foundation starts with you. And to build your foundation, you need biz therapy. I can't drop the mic. I can't. It's here. That's it. So that's all I got. I ain't talking about nothing else. I'm finished.
Well, I mean, I don't have nothing else to add to that anyway, you know.
Yeah, so
you know, they always say is the when the external views it in the way that it should go, then you know you're on the right track, right? And so, boom, there it is.
Well, boom. Well, with that being said, as the sign off, we are done with another episode 95, by the way.
About to hit 100.
Yeah, that's serious. Yeah, we got planned for the 100. The 100. I think it's gonna almost be like, if it's not the end of the year, it's like New Year's. It's so crazy. Like
that, yeah.
We gotta go count them out. I think it's in the New Year.
We're gonna do something big.
Yeah, we might have to do that. We might have to find a spot and go do that. Bring some cameras out. Might have to do some stuff for the 100th. It'd be crazy. So
absolutely,
you know. But so thank you to everybody, our studio audience, all our followers, all our listeners, and don't forget, email us podcast@Heyward-CPA. If you have any guest ideas, you have any questions, you have anything you have, get off your chest. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, because there's more content we're starting to really get the content together to be putting things out. Look for the Conversations with Core. Subscribe to him too. We'll have it linked up as affiliate podcast from this channel. And with that being said, we're going to chuck up the deuce. See you in 2 weeks. Peace. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. So it is not. It's supposed to stop.